Upgrades.
Hey everybody, this is Jorge from TeamJVS giving you a quick exclusive of the movie Civil War. This is the newest from A24 with Alex Garland directing it, writing it. This movie was just intense. The synopsis of this movie is basically a journey across a dystopian future America following a team of military-embedded journalists as they race against time to reach DC before rebels descend upon the White House. And it's going to be weird because I am not going to talk about the plot in this movie a lot because I want you guys to be able to experience this movie the same way I did. What I am going to talk about is what an amazing journey this was. In terms of films that I have seen this year, this film blows everything out the water right now. And it's crazy because it's literally only April, and this will, without a doubt, be in my top 10. Very easily, I can say my top 5 of the year. Visually, this movie has some visuals that are striking. You see things in this movie that will stick with you. And even though you know that that it's fake, but in the back of your mind, you know that these things are very real. And you know that these things could very well be happening. It's very interesting in this movie because, it obviously circles around, war and these journalists. And you really get this intense inside look into what these journalists do. But more importantly, what you get is this bond that all these journalists have. Either new or old, new in the business, have done it for years. And you just kind of see that. Most of this movie kind of circulates around, 4 characters, which is Kirsten Dunst's character, her name's Lee, Wagner's character, who I think his name is Joel, and then you have Cailee's character, which is Jesse. And it's just, it's fascinating to see their journey and to see everything that's kind of going through. Kirsten Dunst, if she doesn't win some type of award for this movie, I don't know what's wrong with the system. Her performance and her being able to get all this emotion out and the way that her character is just so hard and so rigid, and in every scene you can feel everything that she's been through. There's one part in this movie about midway where Kirsten Dunst does a quick outfit change, and for a glimmer, you almost see this woman who used to be Lee, who used to be this person before she became a photographer, before she's seen what she's seen through, her lens. And then you have this newcomer in her bunch, Jesse, who she's just trying to basically hang out with her idol, hang out with, Lee, because that's who she considers her hero and all this. And the 4th person, which I didn't add, was Sammy in the movie. And Sammy takes this really intricate role. So you kind of have Sammy kind of being, in a weird way, almost like this father figure. You have Kirsten being this jaded in a sense, overprotective, like mom-like figure, while still allowing like Jessie to kind of grow and learn on her own, even though she knows what this will cause, even though she understands what road Jessie's traveling on. And it's one of those things where throughout it, you know, like Sammy's character kept reminding Kirsten kind of like, that was you. Like when you were younger, that was you. And then you have Joel, who's like just this wild, crazy, like just fun-loving guy. Like you can't help but to really gravitate towards his character and just how much he enjoys his job and how much like the thrill of it basically, and how much he chases that. There's a couple scenes in this movie that really like you kind of see this encompassing of the four of them together, and you kind of see there's some scenes where they can't be more further apart. The last, you know, probably 20 minutes of this movie, you see just such a growth through some of these characters, and you see so much happening, you know, throughout it. And one thing that, you know, I cannot speak, like the sound design in this movie was extraordinaire. There are times in this movie where there's no sound, and it's beautiful. Like it is beautiful. And there's times where you're just hearing explosion after explosion, and it literally makes you feel like you are there. It's been such this movie was a journey. Like I haven't come out of a theater feeling so intense in such a long time. And I think it's a lot, like it's just a whole combination. Quite frankly, to put it simple, like this movie was as close to perfection as you can get in terms of telling a great story, having characters that will grow and build upon, and you truly feel connected to. And not just the main characters, but even a lot of the side characters, which is interesting. Like there's one sniper shoot off section where the snipers literally just talking to them for maybe, gosh, I don't know, we'll say total screen time is like 20 seconds, and you can tell so much has been happening in that guy's life, and you can tell the amount of time that they've been there waiting patiently. Like it's phenomenal. And some of the close camera scenes where they're, you know, like when they're following some of these, I don't want to call them like break-ins, but basically like, I don't know what the right military term is or anything like that, when you kind of have your force kind of breaking through, you know, certain barriers or certain walls or certain places, and you just see them kind of clearing rooms and all that. The way that the camera was moving along was phenomenal. Like this was so amazing. I literally, I have not been speechless in a while after a movie. There's very few movies that once they end, literally I just sit in the theater and really it engulf and try to digest everything that I just saw. I think the last movie that really like tripped me out like that was probably Annihilation, with Natalie Portman. That movie, when it ended, I just kind of sat in the theater for a hot minute, just trying to digest everything that just happened. The way that this movie ends gives you that same feeling. There are some parts where you're seeing, and it's really neat the way that the director did this, where you're seeing pictures that the team is taking throughout certain events. And it's really neat because you're in the middle of this high intense war scenes, and it's almost like a brief 1 second pause, and you see this image and you see the detail in it, and it's beautiful. Like, this was just beautifully done. I will say it right now. Go see this movie. Don't read much about it. Don't try to, like, spoil it for yourself. Go into it and just enjoy it. A24 did a perfect job with this movie. Kirsten Dunst, when you talk about perfection in a role, like, she embodies it. From start to finish, you basically are sucked into Lee's world. And it is fascinating. It is just amazing what she was able to give for this film in terms of her acting, her visuals, was phenomenal. Like, every piece of this film you can watch over and over again, and it's spectacular. Yeah, I'm still digesting this one, guys, and I was not ready for the greatness that I saw. So quite simply, this is a 10 out of 10. This sets the bar really high for anything else coming out for the rest of the year. That's as simple as I can put it. Go see this. Go check it out. I believe this comes out this Friday. Definitely, I was able to see it in IMAX. Strongly suggested. The larger the screen, the better. The visuals in this movie are top notch. Yeah, that's all I got, guys. Go watch it. I cannot stress that enough. You will not be disappointed. And I'm really excited to hear what people say about this movie and how it's taken, because it's gonna be an interesting one. But as always, this is Jorge with TeamJVS, and we'll see you next time. Peace.